everyone, this is Jedid, the Community Dietitian from the Davenport Perth Neighborhood and Community Health Center. Today we are going to cook a recipe with tempeh. This is a meat replacement, a protein-rich food, and it was suggested by Andrea because she eats vegetarian. She wanted me to make a recipe that contains tempeh. So tempeh comes in a block. It looks like this. There's also different brands. You find it in the vegetable section of the grocery store, also where you can find tofu. So compared to tofu though, tempeh has the whole beans in it, and the tofu is smooth, so you don't recognize any of the soybeans. Tempeh is a fermented, traditional Indonesian soybean and grain food. So it has been fermented by adding live cultures of a yeast, and then that will break down the sugars that are in the soybean, in this case the phytic acid in the soybeans, and actually makes it more digestible and better for our body to absorb the nutrients that it contains. I'll tell you more about the nutrients later. So we are going to use this tempeh in a dish that's called Tempeh Bourguignon, spelled like this. It's a French dish, a version of it, because the original dish is called beef bourguignon. You've probably heard about it. Bourguignon refers to the region in France where they grow wines, and so this dish uses a wine to help soften the texture of the protein food. And today we are going to use 2 cups of dry red wine. We will also need 2 packages of tempeh. These are each about 8 ounces. And we have 1 medium onion diced. We're going to use 2 large carrots, or if you have these smaller ones with the leaves on them, you can use 4. So you'll just dice them in 1-inch size. Then we have half a teaspoon of thyme, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 3 tablespoons of olive oil or another vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar or regular vinegar, 2 tablespoons of flour. Over here I also have mushrooms. You can choose different kinds of mushrooms in this recipe. I've chosen for cremini mushrooms, but you can also use the white button mushrooms, or if you like shiitake, those give great flavors as well. So what we will do first is we are going to boil the tempeh for 5 minutes. That will help to open up the pores of the soybean that it is made of, and that will help to absorb flavors from the marinade that we are going to use. So I have put the tempeh in the boiling water. We'll leave it there for 5 minutes to simmer, and then after that we'll take it out and put it in a marinade that we will have to refrigerate for 1 to 2 hours. While the tempeh is cooking, what we can do is chop up the ingredients. So over here I've chopped up the onion. I've also chopped up the carrot in 1/2-inch size slices. Keep the greens, because the greens we can add in as well for flavor. 3 cloves of garlic, I've minced those. And what we will do is we'll basically add these ingredients for the marinade in a bowl. So the 2 cups of red wine, onion, carrots, garlic. Then we need 3 tablespoons of olive oil or any other oil. Actually, we're only going to add 1 tablespoon for now. And then we are going to add half a teaspoon of thyme. If you have herbe de Provence, that's a mixture of different herbs. You can also use that instead. And I have 1 bay leaf. So we'll just mix that together. And then we will add the tempeh. So the tempeh has been boiling for 5 minutes. And I will take it out with a slotted spoon. see that it has already become much more soft. Actually now notice that there are soybeans and that there is brown rice in this tempeh. The other ingredients aside from soybean and brown rice is lactic acid and water. So we'll just mix that all into it.